Before Zeus ruled the sky, the universe was run by an older, larger race of gods, the Titans. And the only reason Zeus ever took the throne is a 10-year war so violent it reshaped the cosmos. But the real horror of this story isn't the war. It's why it happened, a curse passed from father to son, where each ruler of the universe destroys his own children to keep his power. 3 times it nearly worked. This is the Titanomachy, the war that made the gods. It starts with Uranus, the sky, the first ruler of everything. Uranus feared his own children, and he should have. Some were beautiful titans, but others were monsters, 100-handed giants, one-eyed cyclopes. Uranus hated them so much that as each was born, he forced them back down into the body of Gaia, the earth, their own mother. Imagine that pain, a mother whose children are being crushed back inside her as fast as she can bear them. Gaia couldn't take it. She forged a sickle of grey flint and begged her children to rise against their father. Only the youngest Titan was brave, or ruthless, enough. His name was Cronus. He ambushed his father, overthrew him violently, and took the throne of the universe. The first ruler was destroyed by his own son. Remember that pattern. It's about to repeat. Cronus took power and married his sister, the Titan Rhea. But Cronus had heard a prophecy, the same fear that doomed his own father, that one of his children would overthrow him. So Cronus chose the most disturbing solution in all of myth. Every time Rhea gave birth, Cronus took the newborn and swallowed it whole. One after another, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, 5 children, swallowed alive, trapped conscious inside their father. Rhea, like Gaia before her, reached her breaking point with the 6th. When her last child was born, she hid the baby and handed Cronus a stone wrapped in blankets instead. He swallowed it without looking. The baby she saved was named Zeus. She sent him to be raised in secret in a cave on Crete, hidden from a father who would have eaten him alive. The whole future of the universe came down to one stone and one lie. Zeus grew to adulthood in hiding. When he was ready, he came for his father. His first move was brilliant. He forced Cronus to vomit up the 5 children he'd swallowed, Zeus's brothers and sisters, who emerged fully grown and burning for revenge. That's the origin of the gods you know, Hades, Poseidon, Hera, Demeter, Hestia. Reborn out of their father. But 5 new gods against the entire race of Titans wasn't enough. So Zeus went deeper, down into Tartarus, the abyss, where Uranus and Cronus had imprisoned those monstrous children from the very beginning, the Cyclopes and the 100-handed giants. Zeus freed them. And in gratitude, the Cyclopes forged him a weapon no one had ever held before, the Thunderbolt. They gave Hades a helm of invisibility. They gave Poseidon the trident. The war was about to begin, and the younger gods now had the weapons of the cosmos. The war lasted 10 years and nearly tore the universe apart. On one side, the Titans, led by Cronus, fighting from Mount Arthries. On the other, the young gods on Mount Olympus, which is where we get the name Olympians. The ancient texts describe a battle so violent the seas boiled, the earth screamed, and the heavens shook to their foundation. The turning point was the 100-handed giants, each able to hurl 100 boulders at once, burying the Titans under whole mountains. And above it all, Zeus unleashed the thunderbolt, lighting the world so bright the air itself caught fire. Slowly, the younger gods won. And when it was over, Zeus did to the Titans what every ruler before him had done to his rivals, he imprisoned them. The defeated Titans were chained in Tartarus, guarded by the same 100-handed giants who had won the war, locked in the deepest pit, for eternity. Zeus had won the universe. Here's the part that makes this more than an action story. The same curse hung over Zeus that destroyed Uranus and Cronus, the prophecy that his own child would one day overthrow him. And Zeus came terrifyingly close to repeating history. He learned that his first wife, Metis, was destined to bear a son mightier than his father. So Zeus did the unthinkable. He swallowed Metis whole, just like Cronus swallowed his children. The cycle of fathers consuming their futures reached one more generation. But the outcome was different. Metis was already pregnant, not with a son, but a daughter. And that daughter was born not from Zeus's swallowing, but from his head, springing out fully armored, Athena, goddess of wisdom. By absorbing wisdom itself, Zeus changed. He had children who didn't overthrow him. The cycle of violent succession, father destroyed by son, over and over since the beginning of time, finally broke. Not through more violence. Through wisdom. That's why Zeus, for all his flaws, became the last king of the cosmos. The throne stopped changing hands. So the gods of Olympus weren't always there. They clawed their way to power through a war 10 years long, born out of a curse where every father destroyed his children to keep the throne, until Zeus swallowed wisdom itself and finally broke the cycle. The universe you know is built on 3 overthrown kings and 1 war that boiled the seas. If you want to know what happened to the Titans chained in Tartarus, and the one who escaped to torment humanity, subscribe. That's where we're going next.